Welcome back. All right, so we're going to review the next three games. I already reviewed the first game, and some interesting results so far today. We're going to start off talking about the Florida Panthers and the Boston Bruins. And I thought Florida was the better team for a lot of this today, but in the end, the score, well, Boston's done well in the regular season. We'll see if these teams meet in the playoffs, if that holds up. So it's Bobrovsky versus Ullmark. 37 seconds in, Matthew Tkachuk scores from Tarasenko and Forsling. That would be the only shot on net for a while for Florida. The shots were 2-1 Boston 5 minutes in. At 5:42, McAvoy wires one from the slot to tie it. Heinen and Zacha with the assists. That's McAvoy's 11th goal, which is a new career high for him. Panthers look to respond. We get a power play for Boston. There was a shorthanded chance for Lindell. That's saved. Power play's killed off. Bruins go back to the power play, so Florida kills that one off as well. Panthers press with 8 minutes left. Things get pushed in a hole by Ullmark. The Bruins get their third power play. Geekie has a rush chance during that. That's saved. That power play's killed off as well. Tkachuk to Cousins. There's a near miss there. 1:39 left. The Panthers get a power play. Things get pushed in a hole by Ullmark, but it's 1-1 after one. Second period. We have 4 seconds of 5-on-3 as Andrew Peeke was guilty of delay game. Everything does get killed off, though, and then Ullmark holds after it's done. Things get pushed in a Bobrovsky hold. And then we have 2 minutes of 4-on-4 not long after that. The shots were 4-3 for Boston at 6.5 minutes. Panthers press at 7 minutes. We get a power play for Florida. That's killed off. The Panthers press after it's done. We then get a power play for Boston, and they score on it. It's Coyle tipping one in for his 25th of the season. That is a career high. Marchand and Pastrnak with the assists at 15:45. And then Lauko's tonight on a 2-on-1 rush. The Bruins press with a minute and a half left, but they had some momentum and the lead 2-1 after 2. Third period, things changed. Lots of early turnovers. The middle of the ice was kind of clogged up there, not very many chances. The Panthers, though, they press through that at 4 minutes. Things get huggy on a hold by Ullmark. Most whistles saw these guys letting each other know they don't like each other very much. We have 2 minutes of 4-on-4, and during that 4-on-4, Barkov puts one in the net to tie the game. Reinhart and Forsling with the assists at 5:24. He buries that one from the side of the net. Panthers then press for the lead. We get a power play for Boston. That's killed off. Panthers press with 7 minutes left. Rodriguez has a rush chance that's held. There's some pushing. It's all Panthers. They're pressing with 4 minutes left. Lusterinen nearly buries one in close. And all I kept saying to myself was, if this goes to overtime, I'm kind of okay with that because at least then Boston gets a point. So Tkachuk sets up. Bennett fires one high in the overtime. Lindell's denied at one end. The puck goes the other way. And Boquist finishes it. He buries it on a breakaway at 2:05. Boston wins this one in overtime 3-2. They go to 46, 17, and 15 with the overtime loss point. Florida 48, 24, and 6. And I thought tonight showed, well, this afternoon showed, I think Florida's playing fine. Shots on net were 9-7 Boston in the first, 12-9 Boston in the second, 13-5 Florida in the third, and then 3-2 Boston in the overtime. Final shots 31-29 Florida. Power plays the Panthers 0 for 3. Boston 1 for 5. The hits 39-35 for Florida. Bobrovsky saved 26 out of 29. Ullmark saved 29 out of 31. All right, next up. Dallas and Chicago. Well, they can't all be fantastic games for Dallas, can they? Coming off of that emotional victory over Edmonton, I don't know. I don't know where to put this one. So it's Wedgwood versus Mrazek, and that's kind of the story. Chicago, when they needed saves today, they got them. Dallas didn't get them in the second period. So the Stars press at 2.5 minutes. Entwistle has a rush chance at save. The shots on net are 2 apiece at 4 minutes. The Stars press with 9.5 minutes left. There's more pressure by the Stars. Marchman ends up hitting a post during that. The shots were 8-3 for Dallas with 5 minutes left. Dickinson's then denied on a rush. Marchman has a slot shot that's held. There's no score after the first period. Second period, Hintz is denied. Mrazek holds. The shots are 5-1 for Dallas at 3 minutes. We get a power play for Chicago. There's a shorthanded rush by Johnston. And then on that power play, Bedard goes posting in from the right circle. Kurashev and Foligno with the assists at 4:48. The Stars press to respond, but then they turn it over. And this was the problem, too, is those turnovers. Athanasiou wires one, his first of the season. Reichel and Kaiser with the assists at 5:53. So suddenly it's 2-0 Chicago, even though Dallas had dominated most of this game. Hawks press for another. Lindell has the shot that's held as the Stars press. And then at 8 minutes and 50 seconds, Seth Jones makes it 3-0. Zach Jones is in New York. But yeah, Jones from Donato and Entwistle on this one. It's tic-tac-toe on a rush. So again, you turn the puck over, Chicago scores. It's 3-0 for Chicago at that point. The shots are 13-6 for Dallas at the half, but 3 of those 6 shots for Chicago have gone in the net. So that, to me, illustrates just the story of this game. All of the saves were Mrazek's, and it was a tough day for Wedgwood. Get a power play for Dallas. That becomes 55 seconds of 5-on-3. Everything's killed off there. And then Hintz deflects one in on a rush. Heiskanen and Pavelski with the assists at 15:37. It's 3-1 Chicago after 2. Third period, Reichel has a one-timer that's saved. Vlasic has a shot deflect out. Ben had a wraparound that's saved. The Hawks have a 3-on-2. That's defended. Tyler Johnson's denied. Puck's cleared out after that. Shots were 3-2 for Chicago. 8 minutes in, the teams exchanged turnovers. Bork gets a goal, but it's challenged after it's declared it's goalie interference. Dallas fails the challenge. I felt that Bork was pushed in by Kaiser, so I was kind of surprised it didn't count because Bork really had no choice. I guess they determined he didn't make an effort not to hit the goalie, but I'm not sure how he couldn't when Kaiser's pushing him. But at any rate, it's not a goal. So the funny thing with that, too, is the referee says good goal and then said no goal. That's the second time that's happened in a few days. Get that straightened out, NHL. You cannot afford to have a referee during the playoffs say the goal counts. Wait, no, it doesn't. You can't. You can't have that. So it's the Stars come out of that with a penalty. They do kill that off. Stars press with 7 minutes left. Mrazek wasn't giving up much of anything. The Stars score, was it a high stick? No. It counts Ben from Heiskanen and Tanev at 15:37. It's possible Chicago thought about challenging there, although it's in the final 5 minutes. I don't think they have to. I think the NHL reviews everything. At any rate, if you do challenge and it fails, of course, then you go back to the penalty kill. But at any rate, the Stars would get a penalty, or a power play, I should say, with 3:50 left. The Hawks kill that off. Dallas loses in Chicago 3-2. The Hawks go to 23-48-5 with the win. If you're a Hawks fan, are you glad with the win? Or are you like, no, you're ruining our chances at the best odds for the draft lottery? Dallas 48-20-9 with the loss. Shots on net 14-6 Dallas in the first, 23-5 in the second period, meaning I had 13-6 at the half. They took one of those shots away from Chicago. They had no shots in that second half. They scored 3 times on 5 shots. In the third period, shots are 7-6 Dallas. They outshoot Chicago 44-17 and punish them too much in the power rankings for that. Power plays, Dallas 0 for 3, Chicago 1 for 2. The hits 18-10 for Chicago. Wedgwood saves 14 out of 17. Mrazek, good game, 42 saves on 44 shots. Mrazek's a pretty decent goaltender on a pretty bad team. Anyways, last game we're going to talk about is Winnipeg and the Minnesota Wild. So it's Hellebuck versus Fleury. Rossi's denied on a rush and then on a turnover. Nemesnikov buries one from Iafallo at 2:33, and that was only the second shot for Winnipeg in this game. Teams exchange rushes. The shots are 3 apiece, 6 minutes in. Rossi beats out an icing, the Wild press, and then on a turnover, and turnovers were the story in that first period apparently. Kaprizov scores from Zuccarello and Rossi at 8:46, so it's a 1-1 tie. Jets look to respond. The Wild then press with 8.5 minutes left, but they turn the puck over. And on a rush, Connor scores on a 2-on-1. Monahan with the assist at 11:44. The Jets have the lead back. Jets press with 6.5 minutes left. We then get a power play for the Wild, and they score on it. Kaprizov with his second goal of the first period, his 39th overall. Zuccarello and Faber with the assists at 15:42, and he buries that one from the right face-off circle. 3:39 left. The Wild go back to the power play. There was a shorthanded breakaway for Lowry. That saved. That power play is killed off. So, yeah, it's 2-2 after 1. Second period, the Jets draw a power play. The Wild do kill that off. Wild press at 5.5 minutes. Zuccarello has a net feed. That's picked off. The shots on net are only 2 apiece, 7.5 minutes in. Nemesnikov's denied and close. The Jets press. They're kept to the outside. The Wild press with 9 minutes left. Ehlers has a slot shot that gets blocked. Easy for me to say. And then Iafallo. It's a goal that was originally given to Dillon, but you can see on the replay Iafallo did tip it in. Dillon and Nemesnikov with the assists at 13:39 to make it 3-2 for the Jets. Jets press for another. There's a near miss for Eriksson Ek and close. We get a power play for the Wild. That's killed off. We're going to the third period. In the third, there's an early press by Minnesota. Lowry with a near miss on a fast break. The Jets press at 3 minutes. Shots are 4-1 Winnipeg at 5 minutes, so doing well and shutting things down. Ehlers has a slap shot that's held, and then at 9:44, Barron tips one in. Sandberg and Nemesnikov with an assist. So Nemesnikov, 3 points for him today. Kudos to him. Jets press for another. Toffoli has a shot that's held. The Jets with some momentum at this point. We then get a power play for the Jets. There was a shorthanded 2-on-1 that misfires. That's killed off. With 2:35 left, the Wild get a power play. They would pull the goaltender to make it 6-on-4 with 2 minutes left. But in the end, the Jets kill it off, and they hold on and win 4-2. They go to 47, 24, and 6, so they've reached the 100-point mark with the loss. Minnesota 36, 31, and 9. So, again, if you were thinking maybe Minnesota, this is not their year, but there's some encouraging signs with some of their young players and all that. Shots on net, 11-10 Minnesota in the first, 9-6 Winnipeg in the second, 10-6 for Minnesota in the third. They do outshoot the Jets 27-25. Power plays, Winnipeg 0 for 2, Minnesota 1 for 4. The hits, 15-11 Minnesota. Hellebuck saved 25 out of 27. Fleury saved 21 out of 25. So let me know your thoughts about these games in the comment section below as always. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you've not done so already. Thank you guys so much for all your support. I will talk to you again soon.